Ramakatha Rasavahini, Prema Sudhamritavahini, Sathya Sanatani Dharma Swarupini, Shanti Pradayini Mokshakarini, Ramakatha Rasavahini, Ramakatha Rasavahini. Sai Ram, everyone. Just to recollect where we are in the study of Ramakatha Rasavahini. We are in chapter 4 of Ramakatha Rasavahini. The queens of Dasharatha had given birth to 4 children, Kaushalya to Rama, Kaikeyi to Bharata, and Sumitra to Lakshmana and Shatrughna. Their names have not yet been given yet, but so the Swami has not mentioned their names yet. Everyone was overjoyed. Last week we discussed the astrological factors of each of them, each of the children, and they also discussed the fact that Dasharatha had asked sage Vasishtha to give a time for naming them, and he had said that in 10 days they could be named. That's what we discussed. So maybe we'll just read that slide once and then we'll continue on. I will ask Uncle Gopalan to. Thanks.
Sai Ram. Sai Ram. Then Dasharatha prayed to Vasishtha to fix the auspicious time for the naming ceremony of the children. The family preceptor sat still for a few seconds, lost in meditation. He saw revealed in his yogic vision the future years. Rousing himself from that vision, he said, Maharaja, your sons are not just ordinary mortals. They are incomparable. They have many names. They are not human. They are divine beings who have assumed human forms. They are divine personalities. The world's good fortune has brought them here. I consider it a great chance that I could officiate at the naming ceremony of these divine children. The mothers are 3, but the father is 1, and so Vasishtha lay down, that the 10-day period of impurity be counted from the day when Kaushalya delivered her child. So, the 11th day after the birth of Kaushalya's son, the sage declared was auspicious for the naming ceremony. The king fell at the feet of Vasishtha in thankfulness for this favor, and the preceptor left for his hermitage. The astrologer also approved the day and started writing down the list of materials that had to be kept ready for the ritual. He gave the list into the hands of the chief. There's something more to continue.
Oh, okay, it's okay, Uncle. Thank you very much. Or maybe I will move by the next slide. Why not? Go ahead.
Chief priest and left, loaded with the presents that the king granted him.
I think thank you very much, Uncle. I think that's all we read and discussed last week. If anyone would like to discuss any of the points here, please raise your hands and we can discuss, else we will continue on.
Chief priest and left, loaded with the presents that the king granted him.
I think that's all we read and discussed last week. If anyone would like to discuss any of the points here, please raise your hands and we can discuss, else we will continue on.
Chief
So Sai Ram uncle, I think we can continue on.
Dasharatha had invitations written for the ceremony and sent them to the feudatory rulers, the nobles, the courtiers, sages, and scholars throughout his empire, addressing them as befitted their rank and status. The messengers who carried the invitation were either ministers, court pundits, officers, or Brahmins, their status being suited to the rank and the status of invitees. 10 days passed. The city of Ayodhya was brightened and beautified and made most charming to the eye. The melody of music filled the air and spread over the length and breadth of the kingdom, making people wonder whether celestial angels were singing above. Fragrance was sprinkled on the streets. The street was overflowing with visitors. The sages and the courtiers could enter the inner apartments of the palace and no others. The rest, whether prince or peasant, had separate quarters arranged for them. They had erected pandals in the courtyard of the palace to seat all the guests and invitees. They were accommodated there so that they could watch the naming with all its attendant ceremonials. Sai Ram.
Thank you very much. Sai Ram auntie, Mani, can we speak Telugu?
Sai Ram.
Yes, auntie.
ఆనాటి నుండి దశరథుడు తమ బంధుమిత్రులకు రాజులకు సామంత రాజులకు ఋషులకు పండితులకు నామకరణ వృత్తాంతమును వారి వారి స్థానమును అనుసరించి పత్రములను పరివారముతోనూ పండితులతోనూ బ్రాహ్మణులతోనూ మంత్రులతోనూ తెలిపి పంపెను.
Yes, auntie, it's a long one.
I wanted to split it into little. ఆనాటి నుండి దశరథుడు
From that day onwards, Dasharatha,
తమ బంధుమిత్రులకు,
for his friends and relatives,
రాజులకు సామంత రాజులకు,
for other kings and other feudatory rulers,
ఋషులకు పండితులకు,
for the rishis and scholars,
నామకరణ వృత్తాంతమును వారి వారి స్థానమును అనుసరించి
the story, the auntie?
Details about the namakara.
Yeah, the details about the naming ceremony was sent according to the status of each of the recipient.
పత్రములను పరివారముతోనూ పండితులతోనూ.
So the invitations were sent with retinues and also scholars.
బ్రాహ్మణులతోనూ మంత్రులతోనూ తెలిపి పంపెను.
Through Brahmins and also ministers, he sent the invitation.
10 దినములు గడిచెను.
10 days passed.
అయోధ్య పట్టణము అత్యంత రమణీయముగా అలంకరింపబడి,
the city of Ayodhya was decorated in very beautiful manner.
గంధర్వులు గానం చేయుచున్నారా అన్నట్లు,
Whether the celestial singers were singing, it seemed like that.
ఎచ్చట చూచినను అతి రమ్యమైన గానము గాలిలో లీనమై,
Wherever one looked, where there was beautiful music and songs were coming along in the wind.
దేశమంతయు వ్యాపించి ఉన్నదా అన్నట్లు వినిపించును.
Whether that's spreading all over the country in that manner, as if it was spreading everywhere, it was heard.
వీధులలో పరిమళ ద్రవ్యములు చల్లదొడిగిరి.
On all the streets, they were scented or
they were sprinkling scent.
Sprinkling scents.
అయోధ్య జనులచే కిక్కిరిసిపోయెను.
Auntie,
కిక్కిరిసిన group of people overflowing.
Yeah, okay. The entire the city was swelling with people.
యా పండితులు ఋషులు మాత్రమే అంతఃపురమున ప్రవేశించిరి.
Only the scholars and the rishis were allowed to enter the inner quarters.
మిగిలిన రాజులు ప్రజలకు తగిన వసతులు ఏర్పరిచి
For the rest of the people, including kings and also the citizens, appropriate
స్పేస్
appropriate arrangements for them to join were arranged.
రాజభవనముకు ముందు భాగమున అందరూ
In the 4 yards of the 4 courts of the palace, everyone could
సీట్ ఆసీనులగుటకు
where everyone could assemble and be seated.
తగిన పందిళ్ళు వేసి ఉండుటచే
Appropriate tents were set up.
పందిళ్ళున్న పెండాల్ కూడా சொல்றாరు. పెండాల్స్
Yeah.
ఇన్ దోస్ డేస్ పెండాల్స్ వేసి ఉండటచే అందులో చేరి
Everyone assembled there.
నామకరణ వైభవమును తిలకించుచుండిరి.
All of them were able to witness the naming ceremony.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Auntie.
After reading this explanation, I was just remembering about Parthi, where our Sai Rama is Janmdin, his birthday is going to be celebrated the same way. What Swami has explained here when Sri Rama was born, the same thing is repeating here in Parthi. Just it brought to mind.
Yeah, the coincidence is quite very apt. We are getting photos and videos of the decorations in Prashanthi Nilayam and Puttaparthi. Swami is as if Swami himself is describing that in Ramakatha Rasavahini. That's where I also felt. Sai Ram, thank you. It's such a joy to read this at this point in time, so we can appreciate it so well. Anyone would like to comment on any of what we have read or discuss? Yes, Sai Ram, Ronmabina.
Sai Ram, after having this beautiful name ceremony, what's in the paragraphs Swami has said, I just thought that what a difference when the Krishna in Bhagavatam, that the Krishna's name Karan was in a simple little Gaushala in a hidden way, and here Sri Rama's name ceremony is so elaborated. I just wanted to comment that.
Okay, Sai Ram. I know Krishna's story was completely the opposite almost to what Rama's life story was. Yes. Anyone else would like to? I think everyone is just enjoying the descriptions. I think what I found was, Swami is talking about how, the same type of protocols were followed even in those days, according to how the people were organized, and appropriate respect was also given, and similar arrangements. So nothing has much changed from those days to till today, I guess. It's very nice. I think if everyone is okay, maybe we will continue on.
Very soon, music rose from the Darbar hall. The chanting of Vedic hymns by Brahmins could be heard. The three queens entered the elegantly decorated hall with the babies in their arms. They shone like divine mothers carrying the gods, Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva. The bliss and the splendor that pervaded their faces were beyond man's powers of description. As soon as the people noticed their entry, acclamations of joy rose from their hearts. Women waved auspicious lamps before them. 3 special seats had been placed for them. Kaushalya took her seat first, followed by Sumitra and Kaikeyi. Emperor Dasharatha sat by the side of Kaushalya on her right.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Now, ఇంతలో దర్బారు హాలునకు మంగళ వాద్యములతో బ్రాహ్మణ
At this time, to the darbar or the royal court,
రాయల్ హాల్
along with auspicious instruments,
బ్రాహ్మణ స్వస్తి వాచకములతో
while the Brahmins chanted auspicious mantras, blessing,
సుమంగళులు శుభ వచనములు పలుకచుండ
also the women of married women were chanting auspicious statements.
కౌసల్య సుమిత్ర కైకేయి తమ బిడ్డలను పొత్తిళ్లలో ఉంచుకొని
So the queens Kaushalya, Sumitra and Kaikeyi holding their children in their arms.
ಇದನ್ನು పొత్తిళ్ళు இந்த ஆர்ம்ஸ் தான் இருக்கணும்.
Okay. Go ahead, Auntie.
పొత్తిళ్లలో ఉంచుకొని ఒకరి వెనక ఒకరు వరుసగా వచ్చుచుండ
They were coming one behind the other.
ఆ 3 తల్లులు బ్రహ్మ విష్ణు మహేశ్వరులు బాలల రూపముతో బాహ్యలోకమునకు ఎత్తుకొని వచ్చు దేవతా స్త్రీల వలె కనిపించిరి.
So the 3 queens resembled the women of the heavens who were carrying Shiva, Brahma and Vishnu. As if they have brought the three of them to the world, to the external world.
ఈ 3 తల్లులు బ్రహ్మ విష్ణు మహేశ్వరులను బాలల రూపముతో
So they were bringing the Brahma, Vishnu and Maheshwara as in the form of children.
బాహ్యలోకమునకు ఎత్తుకొని వచ్చు దేవతా స్త్రీల వలె
like the heavenly damsels, bringing them to the external world.
కనిపించిరి. They
looked as if like
ఆనందము తేజస్సు వర్ణనాతీతము.
The bliss or joy and their effulgence was beyond description.
I think that's where he stopped it. Yeah.
Only little more, Auntie.
ప్రజలు వారలను చూడగానే జేజేలు చెప్పిరి.
As soon as the citizens saw they shouted Jai Jai.
స్త్రీలు మంగళహారతులు ఎత్తిరి.
All the women were showing arati or lamps, lit lamps.
మూవరికి ఉన్నతాసనములు తగినట్లుగా సిద్ధము చేసి ఉండిరి.
For all 3 of them, there were special seats arranged.
అందులో మొదట కౌసల్య, తర్వాత సుమిత్ర, తర్వాత కైకేయి ఆసీనులైరి.
So in the order of Kaushalya, Sumitra and Kaikeyi, they took their seats there.
కౌసల్య కుడి ప్రక్కన దశరథుడు ఆసీనుడాయను.
On the right side of Kaushalya, King Dasharatha took his seat.
That's it.
Thank you very much, Auntie. Sai Ram, everyone. Anyone who would like to discuss any of the points here? Yes, Sister Aruna.
Brother, is there any significance for Dasharatha to take the seat on the right side of the Kaushalya?
Yeah.
Please. Is there any significance for that?
Yes,
and the other one is women's waved auspicious lamp before them. What is that significant? I know they take it, but it's good to understand. I don't know the meaning for that either. Thank you, Sai Ram. These two.
Thank you, sisters.
Sai Ram.
Mani Aunty, you would like to say something?
Aruna was asking why Kausalya took Dasharatha took the left side,
Right.
right side of Kausalya. In the marriage, when the wedding takes place, the woman, the bride is supposed to be first on right side, isn't it?
Yes, Aunty.
She must be sitting on the right side. After the Mangalya Dharana and the Kanya Dana is done, then she comes to the left side of the bridegroom, so that she is always in this. The significance is that she is always supporting her husband in all the endeavors, whatever he does. She is just to support, just to signify that it is observed. I think that's what I have understood. Sai Ram.
Thank you very much, Aunty. Anyone else would like to share thoughts? Yes, Brother Narendra Reddy, you have to unmute and speak. Yes, you can speak.
This is related to the previous question of Emperor Dasaratha sitting next to Mother Kaushalya. This is a related thing. Publicly, the king is displaying Kaushalya as a senior queen, right?
Yes.
Yeah, publicly. But all the references which I have read so far, he has got a special place for the third queen, right? Is that my assessment is correct, Auntie?
Auntie Mani, I think the question is addressed to you.
No, to all of you, but I thought she is the one who reads the original version of it, yeah.
Yeah, so the thing is, brother, maybe I will go. I understand that generally she had a soft corner, or, Kaikeyi had a soft corner in the hearts of Dasharatha, because she being the youngest, and he was married later, and he was quite, I think earlier on we have read already.
Right.
He just could not, he had to marry her. He was quite bewitched by her beauty and youth. So that's the reality. But in terms of official capacity, Kaushalya was always given the due position, is my understanding. So I think as you can remember, even Sage Vasishta instructed how the payasam should be distributed, in which order. So he did not want the order to be disturbed. And that's according to Dharma. I think that's the reason. And yes, Santi, Sister Bhanu, please go ahead.
Yeah, I think in all it is a normal practice that always when a husband and wife jointly they perform some puja, something, always the wife should stand at the right side of husband. Only at the occasion of Ashirvadam, the end of the end of all functions, last function will be Ashirvadam. Everyone, all the elders will do Ashirvadam, will bless the couple. So that time, that blessing time, it will the wife has to stand at the left side of the husband. So this is now when during the naming ceremony, everyone will bless the children also. No, that's why that may be the reason that Kausalya is the first wife. So she has normally she will be treated as the queen. So Dasharatha stood at the right side of Kausalya. That means Kausalya was standing left of Dasharatha. This is my understanding.
Thank
I
you.
don't know. I may be.
Thank you very much, Auntie.
Thank you.
Yes, Ron Bina.
Sai Ram, just wanted to mention that this left side and a right side. It's a Shiva Shakti, that is a Ardhangini, we call it in Hindi. It's a Ardha Anga, so it should be the Shakti is the left side and Shiva is the right side. That is the symbolic thing. Other thing is about the three queen. That's what we say in our North India. That is a Rani and a Patrani. So like Krishna had 8 wives and Rukmani ji was the Patrani. All others are the Ranis. The same here. The Kaushalya Ma is a Patrani. The other 2 is the Ranis. Sai Ram.
Thank you very much, Bina. Anyone else would like to comment? I think there's one more question which is related to the lamp waving. Yes, Ron, Bina.
Sai Ram, Mani Aunty, you can say about the Harati today here. I would like you to say something about Harati also. Sai Ram, Mani Aunty.
Sai Ram, in what I have heard about this Arati, they don't say Arati in Telugu, they say Harati. What we discussed last week about this Arati is that those Arthi, that was I was mentioning about Arthi, Atharthi, Jignasu and Dani, that was different from here. This Arati is in different places, like in South India, we call it Arati, but in Swami also uses the word Harati. Harati. That maybe Arun is going to.
Yeah, but that is the auspicious lamp, right?
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about here.
Arati is auspicious lamp,
Yeah.
which, as a, in the bad, evil drishti, just to take out that evil eye, which sometimes people look at these Ranis or Dasharatha, just to take out this bad effect of this evil eyes, they do our Harati, and then that's what Harati is, the purpose of Harati. Sai Ram. I think.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Auntie. Yes, Sai Satish, you have something.
Hi, Ramana. I was just going to echo what Mani Aunty said. So it's at several levels. One is at the level of like the drishti, what we say, to take away that evil eye. So that is done. We have seen that. Yeah, even in Patti, of course, for Swami's thing, in addition to the arati that is given earlier, we would have even the coconut and few other things with the camphor done. So one is at the physicality of things to ward off the evil eye, but then you can also take it to a different level based on the level that that person is. They may be really seeing that godly sight and doing it with all of that reverence, because I think those days the kings and queens were also considered as good as the god and goddess. So with that reverence and what goes to show that they are revering at that level, also the arati is shown. So it can be looked at what it is at the physicality as things are, and also at the level of the mental makeup of the person giving the arati.
Thank you very much, Sai Satish. Yes, Sister Aruna.
Brother, when we take Arati to like a Swami and all, it's like we think as a is the fire is like a mailman in between the devotee and the Lord, kind of, right? But that's my understanding. I don't know whether that's right. So in here, the women's are auspicious lamps before them only. Um, I know evil eye, but I really thinking about that too, a little more to it. Maybe I don't know. I'm just thought of sharing that how we do arati for Lord is something different, but here is some maybe a different meaning. I don't.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you,
Sai
Sai.
Ram, I want to say about.
Yes, Auntie, please go ahead.
the arati that we show it to the Lord after the bhajan, the last one, that Karpura Harati, that light is nothing but this light is very small. Bhagavan, you are the one who is giving light to everything, even to Surya, Chandra, Nakshatra, Taraka, everything is light illumined by you. But this light I am showing to you, it is a small light. So that is the way how we take out this arti to the Lord when we do Karpura Arati. But we have the other habit, that is, small lamps are lit and the red water is there, red colored, the water is in the plate, and then we keep these two lamps and take out that arati. That arati is for the warding of the evil effect. This one is just to show to the Lord, you are the one who is giving light to everybody. This small light is not going to illumine your this thing. That's the meaning. Natatra suryo bhati na chandra tarakam nema vidyutyo bhanti kutoya magnihi. So he is the one who is giving light to Surya, Chandra, Taraka, Nakshatra, and then Agni. Sai Ram. Sai Ram.
Thank you.
Thank you, Auntie. Thank you. Yes, Ronan, Bina.
Sai Ram, this lighting lamps, auspicious lamp, it could be even the whole environment is, for one, it is very pavitra, and second one, it could be the Agni Sakshi, even the Agni is there. So that could be, that's what I'm thinking. If you can little bit elaborate on that, if it is true or so, that's just came to my mind. Sai Ram.
Thank you, Veena. Thank you. Anyone else has something to say? So maybe anyway, I think yes, Sister Vani, please go ahead.
I have a question. Maybe you may want to answer Sister Beena's question, and then I'll go after.
Okay, I will just summarize. I think everyone has touched on various aspects. The right side, I think, has been already mentioned. Generally, in the Yajamana for any ceremony is the person, the man, the husband. So, and generally, most of the activities are done by that person's right hand. So, generally, for movement and everything, that person, that having that side free also is one practical aspect. The second aspect is there are different Vida Pingala movement in the body also. And that also there is some significance into why when a woman stands on the left, what happens to the man and so on, because there is the appropriate placement of people also enhances certain energy flow between the couple also, which is actually after they married, generally the right side is considered the man's position and the left side is considered the woman's position. So their appropriate energy flow in each of their body is become complementary. That's also another fact which people have. And at the spiritual level, there are many levels we can discuss. So I think that's one of the reasons. And woman is the person who sits left always supports the person in the right, because when they cannot reach something with their left hand, the person on the left can actually use their right hand and give. There are certain practical aspects of how things are done. So that's also another reason. So to help the person perform the puja, somebody from the left side will make their left right with their right hand. So I think that's also another aspect. So there are multiple practices, and some of these are already laid down in the Vedas as to how a ceremony should be performed also. So that's the ultimate authority. We may not fully understand all the significance of it, but people follow it. I think that's that. And the second one, I think the light has been already covered by everyone amply. So there is nothing more for me to add. It's auspicious. It removes anything bad. It also, and Bina's question, Agni, in ancient times, before Murti prayers were started, Agni was considered the ultimate form of divinity. The God's presence on earth is nothing but Agni. Any form of light was always considered very auspicious, and manifestation of the divine. So even if you take the Rig Veda, it starts with Agni. Agni is the Purusha who is praised in multiple ways in multiple Upanishads and Vedas and so on. Many of the Rigs and Yajur. So Agni is considered a manifestation of. So just to demonstrate spirituality or divinity, always lamps are waved. So I will just add, it is basically, it's a form of accessing or touching God by us lighting the lamp. And women always, all lamps should be lit by women. Women they are the only one who have authorized to light lamps. Even a man performs all Agnihotra, he has to depend on the woman to light the fire and give. So she has an integral part of shedding light on everything. That way also we can take that women were waving lamp, not men. Only if women give permission, the men can wave. So I thought with those I will stop. Yes, Sister Vani, you can go to your question.
Okay, Sai Ram, brother. So, in here, the divine mothers were described as that their faces were in bliss and splendor, as if they were carrying the gods Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva. So that splendor and bliss came from that divine energy in the children. But why would these three Trinity examples were given as opposed to, the children themselves have divine Amsa, or divine himself? Rama was divine himself. Do you have any say?
Okay, sister's asking a question, why the Upama, of saying that they are like Shiva Vishnu, by on their own aren't they divine? I think that's what sister is telling. That's what I understand. So why that example of Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara were given? I think that's a question. Anyone who would like to comment or share any thought regarding that? Yes, Sai Satish.
Saramana. I think at that point in time, though everybody had seen that it was on account of the payasam and all of that, the children were born, still for everyone, they have not seen Rama's life. So they don't know about the greatness or the grandness of Rama or about the brothers. And always the frame of reference across yugas has been Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara. So that point of comparison or using it as a reference to talk about the splendor, it's always with a baseline being Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara. Subsequently, I think after the way Rama led his life, where people really understood, the common folk understood that he is the Avatara Purusha, then I think obviously now these days we always compare it to Lord Rama and so on. But at that point in time, for Rama, the reference point was Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara. So that's what I would say. Even as people saw them, they saw them as godly as the Trimurtis. Sai Ram.
Thank you very much. Anyone else would like to share their thoughts? Yeah, so I think I also echo what Sai Satish said. I think, sister, we can always give the examples always given, examples which are known to people. And these were still babies. The only examples people were familiar at that point in time were that, and I think that may be a reason. So I would also echo that.
But they were recognized as divine mothers at that point itself.
I think people recognize because of the payasam and all that, and they were blessed with that. So no doubt that's why Swami is telling that they were like children. Means the payasam was given so that the Trinity can be children. will be born there, I think. I think that may be true. The mothers of gods, I guess. Okay. If everyone is okay, maybe we will read on. I think.
The Brahmins started the ceremony with due attention to detail. They lit the sacred fire and poured oblations with the recitation of appropriate formulae. Rice grains were poured and spread on golden plates. Soft silk cloth was spread on the rice. Then the babies were placed on the cloth by the mothers. The child of Kaushalya stared at Vasishtha as if he was a familiar acquaintance. He endeavored to go near him as if he liked his company and would fain be near him. Everyone wondered at this strange behavior. Vasishtha was overwhelmed with joy at this. He shed tears of joy. He had to wipe his eyes and control himself with much effort. Then, holding a few grains of rice in his hand, he said, King, the child born to promote the joy of Kaushalya will do the same for all mankind. His virtues will bring solace and contentment, joy and happiness to all. The yogis and the seekers will find in him a great source of joy. Therefore, from this moment, his name will be Rama, he who pleases. And the sages welcomed the name as very apt and meaningful. They exclaimed, Excellent, excellent. Sai Ram.
Thank you very much, Uncle. Sai Ram, Auntie.
Sai Ram, Sai Ram. బ్రాహ్మణులు మంత్రములు ప్రారంభించిరి.
The Brahmins started the chanting of the mantras.
ఒకవైపున హోమములు మొదలుపెట్టిరి.
On one side, they had started the fire ritual.
బంగారు పళ్ళెరములలో బియ్యమును పోసి
On golden plates, rice was poured.
వాటిపై మెత్తని వస్త్రములు పరిచి
On top of the rice, there were soft clothes which were spread.
అందుపై పిల్లలను పరుండబెట్టి
On that cloth, the children were placed.
వశిష్ఠుల వారి ఎదుట పెట్టిరి.
They kept the plates in front of sage Vasishtha.
కౌసల్య కుమారుడు వశిష్ఠుల వారిపై చూచుచు
The son of Kaushalya looked at Vasishtha
ఏదో పాత పరిచయం ఉన్నట్లు
as if he knew him from the past.
చూపరులకు ఆశ్చర్యం కలిగించునటుల
For all those who were onlookers who were surprised by that.
వశిష్ఠుల వారిని చెంతకు రమ్మని పిలిచినట్లు
As if he beckoned Vasishtha to come near him.
ఆ బాలుడు గంతులు వేయతొడగెను.
That small child started making some sounds.
అంత గురువు ఆ బాలుని చర్యలను చూచి
The guru saw the actions of the child.
ఆనందము పట్టలేక
Unable to bear the joy.
ఆనంద బాష్పములు తుడుచుకుంటూ
He was shedding tears of joy.
అక్షతలు చేతపట్టి
He held certain secret rice.
రాజా కౌసల్య నందవర్ధనుడు అందరికీ ఆహ్లాదము కలిగించును.
O king, the
son of Kausalya. Hello? Kausalya Nandavardhanudu.
Because Auntie, the Nandavardhana means one who makes the
grow.
Joy grow.
Anandamu Vardhanudu.
Yeah, so he's making the joy of Kaushalya grow. That son will grant joy to everyone.
Yeah. అతని గుణరూపములు అందరినీ క్రీడింపచేయును.
His qualities will make everyone exalt.
యోగులే ఇతనిని రమింతురు.
The yogis will be pleased by him.
కనుక నేటి నుండి ఆ బాలుడు రాముడు అని పేరు పరుగుచున్నాడు.
So therefore, from today, he will be called by the name Rama.
అని కౌసల్య నందనుకు రాముడని నామకరణము గావించెను.
Thus, he gave the name Rama to the son of Kaushalya.
అంత ఋషులు బలి బలి సరైన నామము అని ఆనందించిరి.
All the rishis shouted Bali Bali, and they said, accepted that as a very appropriate name.
Sai Ram.
Sai Ram. So, oh, sorry. So, anyone would like to discuss what we read, how he was named? Swami is in great detail, he's describing how the naming ceremony took place. Yes, Sister Vani.
So the name Rama means he who gives joy to everyone, he who pleases everyone. So at that time itself, Vasishta knew that he somehow knew him or have some connection. But he also knew that he was a divine personality, right? Like he was God. Vasishta.
Yes. Yes, thank you. I think Swami has already mentioned Vasishta himself was coming and staying there because waiting for the Lord to descend on earth. So I think he was expecting, and that's why he was overjoyed, I guess.
But the ability to know that the divine has born, it's not like everybody who's able to recognize. But of course, he is Maharishi, so he knew, but not everyone would be able to know. Like even when Swami was born, until he declared, yes, people were, recognizing or pondering about his divine leelas and all that, but not everybody was able to recognize that he was divine, right? So similar.
Yes, sir. Did anyone recognize Swami was divine?
The stories, right? He had some special powers. People were talking about, with he's pulling stuff from his bag and sweets and things, and the teacher was not able to get up. So they thought that he had some special powers and he's different.
Okay. Thank you, sister. Maybe I will pose the question. Quiz. Who recognized Swami's divinity first? Was there any equivalent of Vasishta? I mean, in the story of Rama, Vasishta was the only one who recognized Rama's divinity to the maximum extent.
Swami's grandfather.
Yes, Auntie, thank you very much.
Who recognized the greatness in divinity in Swami.
Sai Ram.
Thank you, Auntie.
And his guru
Yes,
also, right?
Pardon?
Sorry, I mean grandfather's guru, the Venka.
No, the grandfather himself recognized. Venkavadutta was
recognized.
Yes, Sister Aruna.
Sai Ram, brother. I think when Swami born, the musical instruments, there are other musical instrument played, though they recognized than the humans. Those I think they had some power they had recognized Swami as Lord. They felt that divinity is there. That's why they have shown the a sign with the playing the instruments and all. So I am they, that's how I think it's more than human. There is a reason. I think I have discussed also before with you. There is some kind of ego only block people to not recognizing the divinity born. That's why rishis are able to, but others couldn't. That's what I think. Yeah. Thank you, Sai Ram.
Thank you, sister. Anyone else would like to share any thoughts? Yes, Kondamaraju Swami himself, the statement is made because of Swami himself has said that Kondamaraju who recognized Swami was Ishvara, and that's how he named Ishwarama Ishwarama. He said, "You are the mother of Ishvara, so from today you should be called Ishwarama." So I think, Sai Ram. Anything else? Anyone wants to discuss?
Kondamaraju has able to recognize brother. He also kind of, maybe he's kind of a rishi, kind of, right? He was able to recognize means. So anybody to recognize that, then they have to have that kind of mind or state of mind, right? So
Yes. That's in Swami's words, he was a noble soul, and he recognized he was the only one who was a vegetarian in the family. So he looked after Swami from young age, and so he wanted only eat from Swami. He ate only what Swami cooked. So they had a very devout relationship. So he was the grandfather. He was the first devotee of Swami, with Swami's own words. Of course, there were others who recognized, especially Karnam Subhamma, who was the next person, I would say, who fully understood Swami's divinity and treated Swami as divine. Yes, Brother Shankar, please go ahead.
Yeah, one question though is the child of Kaushalya stared at Vasishtha. What is the significance that he recognized Vasishtha?
Can you repeat the question, Anna?
Here there is a sentence, the child of Kausalya stared at Vasishtha as
Yes.
if he was familiar acquaintance.
An old acquaintance, Partha. Swami says old acquaintance. Yes. Yeah, so the question is, how did the baby recognize? That's the question, isn't it?
Yeah, what is the significance of the child recognizing Vasishtha? I mean, was he in the previous birth, previous thing or something?
Very nice question. So suddenly, what did Rama recognize? What did this child recognize in Vasishtha? And what made it recognize Vasishtha? And it did not seem to recognize anyone else. Is there a significance there? I think that's the question, the way I understand Anna's question. Anyone who,
Yeah.
yes, thank you, Anna. Anyone would like to answer that question? See, the child didn't seem to recognize anyone else, but he recognized and beckoned him. Actually, says, "Come, Ram, Ram." It was calling because it can't move, no. So it was with the hands. It was telling you, "Come near me." So what made it? Why is that special bond? I think that's Anna's question. Anyone would like to answer? Yes, Brother Rohit.
Sai Ram uncle. I mean, I think in a way, this Lord Rama's Leelas had already started. Like, Lord Rama was already passing on the message that if you are where you are spiritually and, where Vashishta was, whereas, you know, so, I mean, I'm trying to say that Lord Rama was already showing that if you are as pure and as spiritually inclined as Vashishta, then the Lord calls you and gives you attention. I'm always reminded of that story where I think it's a very popular story where Swami was on his way to um, um, Kodaikanal with the students, and where Swami changed the bus to go into the students, but the bus went on, but the people were looking at the bus thinking Swami is inside, but Swami had gone to this thing. So I think Lord Rama here was kind of giving a message that even right from the childhood, that when you are as spiritually inclined as Vashishta, or if you're as pure as Vashishta, then I will come to you and I will call you in front of everyone. That's what I understood. Thank you, Sarah.
Thank you, Sai Ram. Thank you, brother. Yes, Sai Satish, please go ahead.
Sai Ram, I think just adding to what Brother Rohit said. So this is where I think the Lord has been recognizing his devotee who's been waiting for him. He's been waiting for him for ages. And Vashishta has been there right from the Dilipa's time. He's been waiting for the Lord to come. And here the Lord is just acknowledging that, yes, I have come, I have listened to your prayers, and I'm beckoning you to come. And that the tears of joy for a Brahma Rishi to flow in that torrents, and then he's wiping off, that shows how the culmination of jnana and bhakti at that point. It really shows the yearning of that devotee and pining for the Lord is still so much there, even though he is at the realm of beyond the mind and so on. So it's the Lord just responding to that pure love of his devotee and beckoning him to him. Sai Ram.
Thank you very much, Sai Satish. Yes, Sister Vani, I think it answers your question also, it looks like.
Yes, no, I wanted to add to this answer Brother Sai Satish gave. I think also Vashishta was going beyond Treta Yuga to Sathya Yuga, so probably he was able to recognize from previous Yuga as well.
Thank you very much, Sister Vani. Anyone else has something to say? Yeah, just to complement what Sai Satish mentioned. See, the only Rishi who was called Brahma Rishi was Vashishta among all the Rishis. No other Rishi has had that kind of elevation. That's why they say only Vashishta can pronounce somebody else to be a Brahma Rishi. A Brahma Rishi means one who has known Brahman. Whoever has known Brahman only can be called Brahma Rishi, or who has reached that state of Brahma. So in Vedas it says Brahmavid Brahmaiva Bhavati. One who knows Brahman becomes Brahman. So that is the reason there was a mutual recognition by both. Vashishta recognizing Rama, Rama recognizing Vashishta. The only thing which is holding them apart is that merger. And when Rama beckons, Vashishta, I think, feels, oh, the call to merge has come. So even so, he was such a jnani, who is not given to emotions. He was overcome by emotion and he shed tears of joy. And that's the way I see. That is why Rama recognized Vashishta, because he was a Brahmavid. Vashishta recognized Rama because he was a Brahmavid. Realized that here is Brahman in its full, it's a sakshatkara, direct presentation of the divine in front of me. And I think he was overwhelmed by the blessings he has been given for all his devotion and yearning to see the darshan of the Lord. I think that's the way I see. The Lord is equally pleased to have the darshan of a devotee. The devotee, just as much as a devotee, is overwhelmed by the darshan of the Lord. Sai Ram. I'm reminded of a story of which I don't know whether many of you know that there's this a film called Ananta which has been released on Swami. There were 5 devotees, stories of 5 devotees. Regarding that, there was one speaker called Bharati Bhaskar who was giving a talk. In that, she is saying her father was a devotee of Swami, but I think she had some skepticism. But then she tells there was some incident which took her by surprise, or which sort of made her know that Swami is divine. That was apparently there was a Christian friend of her father who was an architect. Swami had summoned him to do some work in the super specialty hospital construction. And he did not have any faith in Swami. He was a Christian. When he went to Parthi and he stood next to Swami, when after that when he came back, the father asked him apparently, how was it? Because the father himself had yearned to be near Swami, but he was happy for the friend who was, though not a devotee, who got to go close to Swami and have an audience. So when he asked him, apparently that person
Oh, you're lost.
said, I don't know what happened to me. When I stood near him, I started crying. I think, am I lost, regained? So apparently that person said when he stood near Swami, the only thing he could do was to shed tears. He didn't know why, how. He was just shedding tears. So I was just reminded of that. The Lord can have that impact on anyone and everyone. Without their knowledge, the tears of joy just pours out from anyone who is even remotely recognized divinity in Swami. Sai Ram. Yes, Sister Bhanu, please go ahead. You have to unmute and speak, Sister Bhanu.
As Sai Satish told, the divine, God will recognize his devotee. See, in the life history of Swami Vivekananda, when he first time went to see Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, Ramakrishna Paramahamsa was very happy. He said, "Oh, my son, you came. I was waiting for you for all these days. Come, come, come." And he embraced. And Vivekananda was, he couldn't, and he could not take it. He thought, why this man? I was not waiting to see him. I'm coming for the first time, but he's telling as if he knows me for so long. So that is the relationship. No, the God knows who is who. So that's why Rama knows who was Vasishta. That's why the reaction.
Thank you very much, Sister.
Sai Ram.
Yes, Brother Rohit.
Uncle, I think it's also worth noting that even in the age of Lord Rama, in the age of Lord Krishna, and now in the age of Sai Rama, I mean, there were devotees, and as we can see here, there was breaks in between, right? Like there's thousands of years in between. In those thousands of years, like Vashishta before Sri Rama, and then other sages like Sage Vyasa and all before Sri Krishna, and now Sri Kondama Raju before our dear Sai Rama. These saints, they worshipped the Lord when they didn't have an actual form of the Lord with them. And for lifetimes, they did that sadhana. I mean, for us, it is so easy, right? All we have to do is look at Swami and we know God. But I think the greatness of these rishis and these saints are that they worshipped God despite it being so unknown and so difficult to them. Like for us now, it is easy in a way, relatively, to ignore Maya and its relatively speaking. And I know we are all in Maya, but I'm just saying, relatively speaking, it's easier to focus on God because Swami has given us this beautiful form. I think that's why Swami, I used to always wonder, why does Swami keep saying that we are very fortunate to know the avatar? But now I'm thinking that I think it's because it's when you have a form to worship, it's become so much easier. That to a one that is you have seen physically, where darshan, sparshan, and sambhashan, as they say. But for these rishis and all these great souls, I think they overcame Maya in a much more difficult situation than us, and that's why I think the Lord has honored them as soon as the Lord would step into the world, like how Lord Rama did with Vashishta and how our Swami did with Sri Kondamaraju and Srimati Subamma and Ishwarama and so on, because these souls, they were able to achieve and detach from Maya even without the physical form of the Lord. Thank you, Sai Ram.
Sai Ram, Rohit, maybe I will just pose a question. You said, why do you think you came to know Swami?
I That's a very good question, and this is something that I've often asked myself as well. Like, I
Okay.
wouldn't even know, I think, where, I mean, I won't speak for somebody else, but even for
Okay.
me, I mean, it's very hard to know where we would be today without Swami. I mean, it's so difficult to know where you would be in the state, in the Maya journey, so to say, if we didn't have Swami, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Sai Satish, please go ahead.
I was just going to add, like what you mentioned about this person shedding tears of joy. I was just collecting what Swami had said, like how the magnet would attract the iron filings, and sometimes it's not able to attract that because of the rust that is there on the filings. And I think what happens essentially in presence of that magnet is it taps the source on the inside, and when the tears come, I think they wash away some of that rust that is there. So we really feel that pull. So that Ananda Pashpam, nobody knows the reason why. You cannot explain the reason, but because the one outside is also the one inside, and I think when that it helps one essence, a snippet of that fountain of bliss, which then also helps simultaneously to wash away that rust and feel more the pull of the magnet now. And I just wanted to add to that, Sai Ram.
Thank you very much, Sai Satish. Sister Vani, please go ahead.
Sai Ram, brother, I mean, Swami had, or we had experienced Swami in somehow, some ways, and it was his call for us to get to know him or get closer to him or get to see him, get to experience him. So it was, we all had small snippets of that divinity experience with Swami's divinity, and that's why we are here. So, yes, we are being covered by Maya and the six vices and all that, but we've been fortunate enough to know a little bit of Swami or had experienced Swami's divinity. So I just wanted to add, we all, as we were describing about this tears of happiness or tears of bliss, when we saw Swami, we all had experienced and had shed those tears. So I just wanted, it was all good, good to recall those. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sister. This question, I think statement by Rohit triggers something, so maybe I will share. Let's say, because it's this, I think we all tend to think, okay, we don't know, we maybe didn't deserve, and we gave, Swami has given out of his mountain grace. This standard things which we say. Because coming to know of Swami or even hearing his name is not an accident. It is not something which he, like a lottery ticket he distributes. Because once in one interview for my brother, I think it's something personal, but I will just share because I think it belongs to everyone, that message. Swami told my brother, older brother, look here, you have come here and you may think that it is just by luck you have come here. You don't realize that this is the fruit of the prayers of yours over 1,000 births. And Swami says, Swami is saying to him, he told him, look here, why I am saying this is that you worked so hard for it and you have got it. You should not lose the opportunity. It's like, someone who studies hard to get into a university. you may study over 10, 12, 15 years to get to a university, into a program. But once you get into the program, if you don't want to benefit from it, then you have yourself to blame. There's also a Padyam Swami said, Chikkina Saini Vakkalayaka. You have not got this by accident, but you have got this over many lifetimes of effort. And the reason why Swami is telling this is not to make us feel egoistic. He's telling you have worked so hard for it that now it is there and you can make much more of that effort. And if you let it loose, it'll slip away and then you have to again start working for 1,000 years, 1,000 lifetimes. So it's like a bus which comes every 1,000 years in one's journey. So Swami said, don't waste the opportunity. So I think it applies to all of us. We have done some good things. We don't know what. And that's why we are all here. But now that we are here, we should not waste the opportunity. We should make the maximum of that opportunity. Because if we slip it, Swami says, "Poyine chikkadu." If it goes, you will never again get it. That means you have to again back to square one. And you have to work hard. I think that was the message. I think we all should tell ourselves, thousands of lifetimes of effort has brought us here. And we should make good use of it. I thought I will just mention that. Sai Ram, Auntie.
Sai Ram.
Yes.
Another statement what Swami has said is, Kalamu, Karanamu, Kalsi Vaste, Karuna Galugutundi.
Okay.
Kalamu, Karanamu, Kalsi Ravala. So there must be a time and a reason. Both have to come together. Then you'll get the grace. Swami has said that. So maybe that Kalamu, Karanamu, it came together. So we are all here by Swami's grace. Sai Ram.
Thank you very much, Auntie. Yes, Rohit.
Sai Ram, uncle. So I had just had a follow-up question. So yeah, I mean, yeah, Swami had said we must not lose this opportunity. So I had a question. So when you think about saints like Sant Mirabai, who was so used to miss Lord Krishna so much, like was in constant meditation that she couldn't even enjoy 1 second of her life, and that was like, so one could, if you look at her life and how Swami has said, like we must look at the saints' lives as an inspiration. So when you look at Sant Mirabai's life, you can see that how she spent her whole life in that pining for the Lord, that craving which Swami has described, and Swami would ask some of the students to sing that Krishna song, which was composed by Mirabai, because that's how much Swami used to also, how fond Swami was of those kind of bhaktas and saints. Swami has spoken so many times. Yet at the same time, Swami has also mentioned how we must always be happy. There is that famous discourse where Swami says, like, everybody keeps wishing me happy birthday, but I'm always happy, and you should also be always happy. So my question is now, how do we not lose this opportunity? Because in today's Kali Yuga, when you tend to be happy, you also know that you can easily get lost in the samsaric world of there's so many pleasures available, followed by pain. So there's a risk to being happy following all this, but we cannot also be sad because, like Sant Mirabai, because Swami has said not to be sad. So how do we not lose this opportunity? Which path do we take? Thank you, Sai Ram.
Very good question, Rohit. Excellent question. I think I will open it up for others to respond. Anyone want to respond? Swami wants us to be always happy. If we're happy, then maybe we won't yearn for the Lord the way Meera yearned, or the way Radha yearned. So why does Swami say we should be happy? At the same time, we should be yearning for the Lord. We are unable to reconcile this. So what should be our lifestyle? I think that's the question. And Swami says you should be happy always. That's a statement Swami makes. So how do we reconcile? If you're always happy, maybe we won't yearn for the Lord. Okay, so I think that's the question. Anyone would like to answer? It's 10:15, but I think we can take a couple of minutes. I guess no one is going, so I will go. See, the thing is, first let's talk about Meera. Meera became a great devotee. Do you know when she started in the path of devotion? She was one of the Gopikas. The story is that Gopika wanted to become like Radha, but it took her so many centuries to get to that state of devotion. But Krishna, of course, she did not see Krishna in life and blood, but Krishna came to her and she saw at the end of her life, and that's how she merged in Krishna. But then you asked the question about being happy always and yearning for the Lord. Okay. Yearning for the Lord is to be always happy. Because no one can be always happy without deriving that happiness from God. In the worldly things, when you are happy and then you are sad. You're happy and you are disappointed. Happy and then you are dejected. That means that is not happiness. When Swami says you should be always happy, actually saying always be with the Lord. That is total happiness. That is happiness all the time. So when we should not think, oh, this bad thing happened to me, but I will try to be happy. That is not the happiness Swami wants. When Swami wants you to be happy always, that means always think of God. When you think of God, the happiness which you derive from that will be always be with you. So it's a trick thing. Swami is always a trickster. He will always be happy means you can't just say, oh, bad things happening, Swami, but I'll be happy. No, that means we are not thinking of the Lord. So that being always happy only comes from knowing, being with the Lord. So in Bhagavad Gita, there is a statement called Santushtaha Satatam Yogi. Only a yogi is happy always. Who is a yogi? The yogi is one with only the Lord, who has what's called Ananya Chinta, thought of the Lord without any other thought. So that is the happiness Swami wants us to cultivate, and that is how we should be happy. I hope that to some extent at least answers your question. If not, we will continue at the next session next week. Okay, and yes. Okay, we'll close with Samastaloka and we will meet next week. Sai Ram. Om Samastaloka Sukhino Bhavantu. Samastaloka Sukhino Bhavantu. Samastaloka Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Sai Ram, everyone.
Sai Ram.
Sai Ram.